Hey guys, Godzilla 101 here, and welcome to a different kind of video. So today we're going to be doing a read-through. Now, I know that might sound weird or you've never heard it before, but trust me, it's worth your while, alright? So, let me explain, alright? So, what a read-through is, or what the read-through will be, think of like a video game walkthrough where, you go from part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, yada yada yada, etc. It's basically that, but in, book format. So what I'm going to be doing is, I've already said this before, but I'm going to be doing a read-through of Godzilla Cold-Blooded King, the entire series, alright? The entire series. Now, I actually have no idea how this is going to go. It may end horribly, it may be, a masterpiece, but screw it, this is an adventure for us to take together. So, yeah, no, that okay, stop. Yeah, without further ado, let's just get into this, I guess. All right, Chapter 1, The Kidnapping. Several months have passed now since the awakening of the Titans, a few months after Godzilla's victory over King Ghidorah, and a few months after Emma Russell's death. It was confirmed that she was killed during the final battle of Godzilla and Ghidorah. Okay, so this takes place several months after Godzilla King of the Monsters. Okay. While others celebrated Godzilla's victory over one who is many, Madison, Emma's daughter, and Mark Russell, Greg's husband, mourned her death. However, it seemed to slowly get better again. Godzilla went back to his home, the ocean. Godzilla went back to his home, the ocean, while the other Titans searched for new territories. Okay. So here's a quick read through of what the Titans been doing. Okay. Sorry, I had to swallow some drink. Okay. Titan Scylla, sort of giant crustacean, built a nest near Alaska, actually preventing further melting of the glaciers in the region and cooling the temperature. Titan Behemoth, a distant relative of the mammoth, sought refuge in the American rainforest. The rivers also cleaned themselves. The Titan drove all the woodcutters away with a radius of several kilometers. The Alpha Muto, who was... Oh, okay, so wait. Okay, so Scylla stopped the... Oh, wait, what am I talking about? We already know this. Let me stop, or we already know this. But, yeah, let's continue. The Alpha Muto, who also arrived with the others at the end of the battle, got... fucking hell, okay. The Alpha Muto, who also arrived with the others at the end of the battle of Godzilla and Ghidorah, swam, fucking Christ! The Alpha Muto, who also arrived with the others at the end of the battle of Godzilla and Ghidorah, swam towards Japan and fed on the abundant needs of radioactivity in the Fukushima plant. In fact, the level of radiation seemed to go down, slowly, but steadily. Okay. Oh, and here's Best Boy Rodan, or Best Boy, no, Anguirus is Best Boy, or Brogeirus, whatever. Rodan, the fire demon, was looking for a new volcano to nest, as the old one erupted and was destroyed by Ghidorah. He found a suitable one in the Philippines. Luckily, there lived no humans, thus he did not disturb anyone. Oh, yeah! Because Ghidorah did land atop that. Oh, yeah. Man, I feel bad for Rodan. He got conquered. He became like a slave, and now King Ghidorah just took your home. Dang, sucks, bro. But, yeah. Even though these Titans were not aggressive by themselves, they did attack when they felt threatened. That's why restricted zones had been established over miles to protect the people in the area. Nevertheless, there was damage from time to time. The Titans should continue to move. People had to adapt. Not everyone was happy. Okay. So this is taking like a more realistic approach on what would happen. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Okay. However, Monarch was feverishly trying to find an optimal solution to live together with the Titans. Godzilla kept the other Titans in order and made sure that they didn't get too strong. That's why Monarch concentrated on him. Okay. Okay. So Godzilla kept like their power level in check. All right, I got you. Dr. Russell continued to search the echo signals and communication of the Titans. He received an offer at Castle Bravo to work at Monarch's main headquarters. He accepted this gratefully. In fact, he soon trenched others who were just beginning to work there. And Maddie, since what the fuck was that? Okay, stop. And Maddie, since of course she had no school at the moment where she could go, she went with her father. She liked it there somehow. Since she was in Boston, a lot had changed. She had also been for the Titans, but now she felt even more connected with them. Moreover, Godzilla not only saved the world, but also her mother, her father, and herself several times. I guess you can say, I mean, he technically is the reason why your mother is dead, but, we're not going to talk. Well, not really, because then again, Ghidorah did. Screw it, it's not for debate. But, yeah, somehow she thought she had to thank him, which of course was impossible. A little girl saying thank you to a 400-foot tall monster. Funny thought. Yeah. Well, I don't keep saying, oh, okay. She had always a bit to giggle about. She kind of became a fan of him. Times have changed. Oh, okay. Calm down. At least she was doing. At least she was doing one for her hobbies. After Mark was resettled, it was very stressful. Constantly having any appointments, lessons. Problem when the Titan moved on. Maddie was all quite alone in Castle Bravo for some time. It was also in the middle of the sea. There was no one her age. She drew a lot, especially picture of the Titans. It was quite ill. It was also quite easy if you got directly good models to pick up. Oh. Wait, is she like animation drawing? Whatever. But yeah, she didn't feel lonely, even if she mourned her mother at the beginning. It was kind of hard to deal with. Sometimes she also saw her father secretly at his lectures. She wanted to learn much more about the Titans, especially about Godzilla. Oh, that attraction? That attraction? Like her mother. Maddie wanted to work with Monarch, but for the time being, Mark was strictly against it. However, she continued to learn secretly, and now understood much more about the Titans, that they were not just animals, but that wasn't the only thing she did. Sometimes she sneaked into the control room where Godzilla's bioacoustics were displayed. Sorry, okay. She plugged in her headphones and listened to the sounds. Sometimes it was just ocean sounds, but underneath was a sleeping. But at his resting place, he also sometimes made sounds of himself that sounded very, very quiet. It was strange, but she felt comfortable. Oh, yo, Maddie hella got a crush on Godzilla, bro. Like, Jesus Christ, she's crushing hard for him. Couldn't be me, but yeah, anyway. All right. January, Castle Bravo, 1609. All right, this is military time. Maddie was just in the canteen. There was nothing special. Meatloaf and mashed potatoes. That tastes good. It wasn't not as bad as it sounded. Usually they try to make it tasting good. There weren't that many there. Few soldiers and scientists, all quite distributed on a table. While Maddie was poking in her food, she listened to music and looked on her iPhone. In fact, the internet connection was surprisingly good there. Oh, bam. Take me down there and stop. Despite the fact that the base was a few feet below the surface, she just tipped through it, looking on various social medias while looking something up. Oh, hold up, sorry. While looking something up, she found an interesting article about Titans. Well, interesting wasn't usually her choice of words. I'm sorry, typo again, but most of these were anti-Titans, telling people lies about them, how these monsters try to kill the Earth, which was a lie. Made her quite angry sometimes, but she also couldn't just ignore it. Yeah, I mean, there are a lot of people who think that way. It's not like everybody's gonna see them as protectors. I mean, they did literally destroy the entire city, so you can't really blame them for thinking like that. However, it was nice to see a little more of the outside world on her phone than just a platform above. Even when it was raining, it was regularly thundery there. Oh, okay. Well, she kept poking around in her food and looking out at her cell phone. Someone sat across from her. She didn't notice at first. The headphones she was wearing were tuned up quite loud. Then he stretched out his hand and snapped out in front of her. Huh? She said. Oh my God. Oh shit. All right, sorry y'all about that, but okay. Huh? She looked up around Dr. Rick Stanson. Dr. Rick Stanson, okay. Oh yeah, by the way, my Maddie voice is gonna be fucking terrible, so I'm just gonna fair warning now. Hey Matt, ew, okay. Hey Maddie, how's it going? She stuck out her headphones and smiled briefly. Stanson was a real comedian sometimes. Shit, okay, how am I gonna do this? What's up, Rick? Ew. I'm gonna just do my regular voice for her. It's too cringy. I love to talk for a second. I love to talk for. What's up, Rick? I love to talk for a second, but before that, are you eating that minced insult from a meatloaf with porridge? She looked over. Yes, she poked it to death. No, you can take. No, you can take it. No, wait. Hold up. Is he saying this? No, nah, you can take it. Does he sound like that? Rick took. Rick took him with an extra fork. It took a bite. So what did you want to talk about? Well, how do you like it? How do you like it down here? This fortress. Well, wait. So what do you want to talk about? So what did you want to talk about? Well, how do you like it down here in this little fortress of solitude? He asked. He asked with the half full mouth. Maddie had to giggle a little. Quite well. Why? Quite well. Why? Can't read, y'all. Sorry. Well, wait, lost my spot. Okay, there we go. Well, I just wanted to point out that it would be better not to leave his drawings on a panel for monitoring the probability. King of Monsters. He handled her drawings she had drawn last night. He handed her a drawing she had drawn last night. Wait, where from? Oh, he just nodded with a smile. Did you also? So yes, I also checked for some. Oh, yes. Did you also? Yes, I also checked for some cameras. So what you did, but I don't know exactly what it was. I looked surprised. Did you tell Dad? She whispered. No, no. Well, I haven't said it yet. And if you want to stay that way, would you tell me what you did? Oh shit, gotta tell him, Maddie. Maddie suddenly turned quite red in the face. She was embarrassed to talk about. Oh shit. Well, how am I supposed to say take your time? He took another bite. Oh wait. I keep on confusing them. Okay. Uh, well, how am I supposed to say take your time? Took another bite while she tried to explain. Well, I have Godzilla's bioacoustics viewed and also listened. I don't know. I don't know. I like the sounds down there. It's quite relaxing. I like to draw and it's okay, It's okay. Quite calmly. Oh, it's okay, quite calmly. He once gave her time to breathe deeply. I don't have a problem in principle with that. Well, the problem is if you touch something wrong in the control room, hell could break loose. I'm sorry. Don't be. I understand you. The events in Boston have changed a lot. She looked away at the floor when he said that. Oh, sorry. It's alright. He sighed briefly. He knew she wasn't quite over it yet. Oh, damn. Why you just gotta bring that up? Damn. She was just getting over it, too. Uh, Rick also knew that she would love to work with Monarch to follow in her mother's footsteps. However, her father didn't seem to want that. Well, I got something for you admitting it. He took a USB stick out of his pocket and smiled friendly. What is this? She took it in her hand. It was a normal USB stick, but it had special contents. On it are audio recordings of Godzilla, which I always saved. We'll always give you new ones, and when we have them, the light glow on her face was priceless. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, thank you, Rick. She hugged him. Oh, don't do nothing. Careful with the food. Her sleeves from her hoodie were almost inside. Oops. Sorry. Oh, calm down. It's all right. Oh, she looked high at the clock in the canteen. 16:20. She almost too late for Mark's lecture. Oh shit. Come on, Dad. I gotta go fast. Was nice to have talked. Oh, okay. Can't read, bro. All right. Let's go. She ran out of the canteen. Rick giggled briefly and continued to eat the meatloaf. Calm down, Rick. All right. Castle Bravo, lecture room, 1625. They have a lecture room? Damn. I only imagine how many fucking verbal beatings she'd be getting in there. Sorry. But, yeah. Dr. Mark Russell was in the lecture room with Dr. Eileen Chin today. Oh, Eileen! Their class consisted of 7 newcomers from Monarch who had just started there. Chin and Russell made a pretty good team together. Working with them helped both get a little over the last few months. I mean, I don't know, bro. Maybe it's like a shipping thing, but, Mark and Eileen? Ship or nah? Just throwing it out there. Someone tapped him on the shoulder. He turned while Chin smiled at him. Are you ready? Pretty much, yeah. She noticed he was a little nervous. Quickly tapped around on his coffee cup. If you're nervous or uncomfortable, I can do it alone. She had a nice Chinese accent when she talked. I, on the other hand, fucking don't. So, excuse me. Mark looked down at his cup and nodded. It's alright, I swear. Fine, but take your time. Oh my god. Cringe. While they were talking, nobody noticed Maddie sneaking through a ventilation system. These tubes were quite large and a large. Wait, she's sneaking through the ventilation? Dang, you couldn't just I don't know, walk through the door? Dang. Okay, and a large vent grill was at the right corner of the room from the entrance. As usual, she carefully and quietly unpacked her bag, took out her notepad and a pen, and she set up everything for class. Just at that moment, Mark and Chen entered the class. Good morning, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I hope you're all not too tired yet, Mark joked a little, and immediately they all took out their notes. Sorry, I gotta block off this stuff off. Chen put the projector down better and started the presentation. Mark. Oh, they have names now. Well, today we start a new chapter, the ranking of the Titans. Chen. Well, something the Titans would hunt alone and survive, but this assumption is wrong. The strongest of them, each of a kind, form a pack together. So cringe. Mark. And like some pack animals, they all react to an alpha. Oh yeah, we all know who that alpha was. Ghidorah, false king. Sorry. Mark switched to HD recording of Godzilla. Oh, King got the legend. The last from the submarine when they woke Godzilla. He stared at the screen, remembering that moment again. Chen continued. Well, and this alpha isn't alone. There's always a male like Godzilla and a female. Oh. So there's another Godzilla? Chen switched to pictures of Mothra. Oh. Hold up. Godzilla and Mothra got busy. Stop. Let me stop. A great astonishment went through the room. She was impressed even on pictures. She was impressive even on pictures. Mothra is Mothra. She's going to be impressive no matter what. Maddie also smiled. Oh, yeah, I forgot. Oh, I'm stupid. She can't take those classes. Oh, if I've been paying attention. Maddie also smiled. Mothra had just started the whole thing for her. Oh, yeah. Oh, I love how this is keeping in touch with actual King of the Monsters lore. Oh, that's pretty neat. How much time are we on? Oh, doing good. Okay. Yeah. Well, and this alpha female is not necessarily the same species. Let's say the same species. Titanus mosudas and Titanus Gogeta's species have a symbiotic relationship that does not lead to mating, but to the balance between the Titans, right? So none of you, fanfic or shippers out there get too freaky. Although then again, Godzilla X Madison is kind of, it's kind of alright. But hey, this story is good so far. I'm liking this. I am really liking this. Alright. Right, as Dr. Chen said. Therefore, a new Titan, who's talking, okay? Therefore, a new alpha will only be accepted if the alpha female also accepts it. So it can also be against a new male. Oh, is Madison about to be the new queen of the monsters? Hold up. Mark showed pictures of Mothra fighting against Ghidorah together with Godzilla. Let's get it, bro. Best team, bro. Best team. Shen continued. The reason Ghidorah took on the role of Alpha, however, were two reasons. The female, Mothra, had not yet fully developed by that time. Oh, so she was just like a junior, or not a junior, a juvenile? Oh, okay. And Godzilla was declared dead. Oh, wait, yeah! Bro, I don't remember. Yo, I'm not forgetting this stuff. All right. So the Titans could only hear him and follow his orders. Okay. Then one of the students pointing out, Mark asked, yes, please, but Mothra is dead now, so Godzilla leaves the Titans alone? You could say so, yes, he answered. However, just a month ago, we discovered eggs that might be possibly from Mothra. Jesus, can't speak, bro. Then another student in front of him asked something. He nodded to her. But couldn't another species fill the gap in the meantime? We don't know that yet, but a species could if it proved worthy. Okay. 1635, Philippines, Rodan's. Oh, about to see Rodan? The volcano remained calm, as did the Titan who housed it. Rodan was perfect for living in and adapted to volcanoes. His skin withstood any heat in this dangerous dwelling, a wise strategy to stay away from enemies. Otherwise, they were just a few who could withstand the heat. Rodan was sleeping quietly in his nest. It was consuming the volcano's energy. Much further down on the beach on the island, Monarch had set up a small base camp to observe Rodan's activities. But just now, the small group of about 6 people sat together at a campfire and told each other stories. Oh, yo, this reminds me of Ghidorah the Three-Headed Monster when they sat around Ghidorah's egg. Yo, that was pretty dope. Or Cocoon. Uh, There I was ago. There I was on the Argo, down in a hangar, straight into this tropical storm of Monster Zero, where we had just hung Rodan. Then this dragon throws Turkey into the water and suddenly hunts us. And while Dr. Russell had just opened the hangar, throwing one of the helicopters into the water. Oh, is this O'Shea? Oh, hold up. The other one crashed into the hangar. He shredded almost half the hangar. But then never mind. This ain't enough shade. It's my own character. No, never mind. Sorry. What am I talking about? Let's continue. But then he was interrupted when Rodan suddenly moved, leaving the earth slightly shaken. Ooh. He looked south and roared loudly, but he didn't start moving yet. Quick, everyone to the camp. We must call them. Quick, everyone to the camp. We must call them, called a woman. And all 6 immediately ran into the tent and tried to contact Monarch, but the electronics didn't work. Everything was dead. Almost didn't work. What the hell is... Psst, everybody, be quiet, will you? Oh, shit. Rodan's roar was still to be heard, but underneath a very high tone, it was slowly getting louder. Everyone was fastening to his ears. Everyone was fastening to their ears. It was now extremely painful. Rodan's roar also changed from aggressive loudness to a whimper. What happened, big fella? And then it was quiet for a short moment in the tent. Everyone looked at each other with big eyes. Is it over? Oh! Yo, Rodan is savage! Suddenly, a violent shockwave hurled the tent and everything in it and with the people around and swept it away. They all cracked into the trees. Shortly, one could still hear Rodan screeching, followed by a sting noise and a very loud squeak. Oh! Yo, let's get it! Mark sipped his coffee when Chin continued her lecture. Maddie watched them see. Oh, Castle Bravo 650. Yeah, Maddie watched them secretly in the ventilation shaft, written everything out, listened as well as she could until it happened. All of a sudden, there was a light shake that made the whole base tremble like massive steps. Then it took the whole base once. Mark and Chen looked at the ceiling and through the room. What was that? What was that? One of the students screamed as he clung to his table. Hey, that's me right there. He woke up again? What do you mean? A student asked. Then another strong bump came. Mark fell to the ground. The 2 tables flew over. The sound of Godzilla's roaring could be... Yo, Godzilla and Rodan about to fight each other? Let's get it. Roaring could be heard, but this also shook Maddie. She didn't try to be scared, but then the shock pushed her in the direction of the grid. She was thrown into the room where everybody screeched for a moment. Mark turned and stared at her. Ooh, boy. Yo, it's tearing up in here. Maddie, what are you doing here? In here. Then the alarm went off. Code red. This isn't an exercise. Code red. This isn't an exercise. The students all looked at each other with their eyes widened. Go back to your shelters. Shin, we go to the control room and Maddie, wait, fucking jumble. Go back to your shelters. Chen, we go to the control room and Maddie, you come too. He said that in a very strict tone. She knew she'd get into a lot of trouble. Oh shit, yo, I'm hyped. She quickly packed her bag and papers and ran into the control room with her father and Chen. While they were running, Mark prayed, please don't say anything really happened. Oh, Godzilla is about to turn up, boy. Control room, Castle Bravo. It was chaos. The base was still shaking. The alarm went off. Those who were not needed should retreat to the shelter. This was not an exercise. Godzilla was in uproar again, like a few months ago. Just such a thing was not allowed to happen again. Everyone hoped it, at least. Mark and Chen ran in. Madison went after Mark. Stanson looked over at her. What did you looked over at her? Oh shit, Stanson. What did you do now? He thought. Mark grabbed Maddie by the arm and put her on a chair on the right right next to the control panel. You stay here and don't touch anything, understand? She gave a quiet yes of herself. Mark nodded and turned to Stanson. What happened? I don't know. Oh wait, what happened? I don't know. Felt like a baby, and then suddenly, boom! All values go up, and he gets pissed off. Bro, let's. Weapons aiming? Yes, just in case. Where's Yargo? He looked over to Stanson with a very worried look. Near Alaska. Near Scylla. Colonel Foster says nothing has changed there. Sure. We'll keep the shields down. Okay. This time the beer or what? Stanson wasn't comfortable, although he knew it was necessary. He looked over at Maddie again to Maddie staring into the air. At least that's what he thought. She looked through the thin pane of gas that held the sea back. It was almost completely dark when the light of spotlights released for a few meters of visibility. She imagined how this icy, dark cold would be, how he could survive down there. 'Cause he's king, baby, king. Stanson pushed Mark. What happened? What do you mean? I mean with Maddie, he whispered. Mark looked over his shoulder and make sure no one could hear her. Here, I caught her listening to my lecture. She has everything exactly documented. And that angers you? Of course The room trembled again. Everyone stared frighteningly at the glass wall, full of dark ocean, and then a blue light shone that conferred the room in a light. Wait, what? Okay, in a slight blue light. Then it went out again then again and on again and off. It flickered until the Alpha appeared himself. He swam slowly through the water, carefully upwards with a grim look at the base. Something had upset him. Rodan, it's back. It's like back then, Stanson said. But that's impossible. The door is dead. But that's impossible. Ghidorah is dead. Oh my God, whispering as Godzilla came closer. Hopefully he also sees that we are in no danger. Nobody make any sudden movements. It's like a T-Rex, okay? Godzilla looked around and now also stared through the glass wall that separated the sea. Only he was on the other side. He looked at this room because several of these little creatures were in it, and looked at one exactly. The light was still flickering, but it was now a different rhythm, and he was making a kind of quiet noise which didn't sound threatening. What's going on? One of the soldiers next to them asked. I don't know. The big one relaxes. His heart's going down. It's all the sound waves. While Stanson compared to data, everyone else was too distracted. Oh, Jesus. Maddie decided something. Oh, gee, bro. She looked over at Mark, who wasn't paying attention, and stood out of her chair. She slowly sneaked under her table, not to be noticed. She slowly crept past them while the others got the data, or stared at the Titan in shock. He now remained in his position. Only his tail moved even stronger to give lift. For being known as an aggressive monster, he also looked peaceful right now. She couldn't explain it how, though. Yo, she has a hella crush on him, dude. His gaze was still on that small glass wall. At least for him it was small. Maddie was now closer to the glass wall as she squatted under a table. Fortunately, no one did notice. She looked at him again. This huge being, almost divine, looked threatening, and at this same time, peaceful, and yet he had an ice-cold look. This look crossed briefly with her. It ran cold over her shoulder. She trembled briefly. He looked at her. She literally felt it. She felt fear and respect. He was truly the king of the monsters.